In Chamorro culture, weaving is known as hagu, referring to the traditional art of creating weaved products using coconut leaves or hibiscus bark. To Chamorros, weaving carries deep cultural significance inherited from their ancestors. On the island of Guam, weaving is more than an art, it is a way of life. To better understand this important tradition, I journeyed to the valley of the Latistone Park, located in the village of Tolofofo, which can be reached by boat. The valley was once home to Guam's indigenous Chamorros, was opened to the public about 6 years ago. Although exciting, the park is not just for entertainment. Its purpose is to educate locals and tourists about the significance of Chamorro culture and the weaving traditions of the past. As I approached my destination, I met Nate, a worker in the Valley's park, and was greeted by the sound of kulu, a symbol of welcoming their guests.
And then this is the demo area where there are weavers right over here. But your own is gonna be under the canopy. So,
Hi, good morning. Half a
afternoon.
day.
I also meet with Uncle Tony, a master weaver or Mamamfok in the Chamorro language, while he prepares coconut leaves needed for our weaving.
Half a day. This is Rachel. She's learning how to weave the fan. We're here at Valley of the Lati, here in
He
Talopo,
graciously taught me how to weave a fire fan or a gueha.
So the trick
In
here is
weaving,
just to hold it,
using
bend it
straightforward horizontal patterns is a perfect starting point for someone new to weaving like myself.
over there. This comes over. Okay, now I'm gonna hold it so that you won't get confused.
Achieving balance in the weaving process requires an equal number of leads with uniform spacing on both sides. Weaving takes time and practice, but for skilled weavers like Mang Tony, it's just a second nature. After learning how to weave, I had the opportunity to speak with Nate and ask him about the importance of weaving in Chamorro culture and how this tradition impacts younger generations.
Nowadays, it's really sad. I hate saying it, but it is truth where the language is dying. So if you're not, I want to say, if a tomorrow younger person doesn't want to learn to speak Chamorro, this is a good alternative because it brings them closer to our ancestors.
I was also astonished that other workers in the valley are so well practiced. They can even weave designs like this flower with their eyes closed, as if the designs were long engraved in their hearts, hands, and minds. While in the valley, I had a little chat with the skilled Mamamfok from the Chuk Islands or Chukis weavers, known for their expertise in intricate weaving designs, such as hats, cups, fruit baskets, and more. During my research into Chamorro culture, I found myself in the village of Yumarak, Guam, where I met Uncle Peter Kinata, one of the last master weavers of his generation.
Hello, my name is Peter Kinata. I'm 55 years old. I live in the beautiful village of Humatak. So weaving is one of the things that I do, and my aunties are weavers, and when I have problems with little stuff, I ask them, they help me out, so I learned that, and then I just started weaving from there. Weaving is used for a lot of things. We weave baskets, we weave what do you call that? A fish sack. When we go fishing, we put the fish in the basket. and other stuff like we can make a mat, sleeping mat, or stuff like that. Rice sack, for example, how we cook rice long time ago is with the rice sack. It's called ketupat. I was mentioning that earlier. Where I pick my leaves, I go to my auntie's house down the street from here. But I always ask her before I pick leaves. She's got the best leaves around her house to where my specifications of leaves that I need. I go to my auntie's house. If I don't find any there, I gotta go look around. Most of the good leaves you'll find is in somebody's property. So you gotta go and ask them and see if they'll let you pick a couple of leaves and stuff. And then we go from there. When I'm weaving, depending on what I'm weaving, a hat or basket, I like I said earlier, the longer enough, the longer leaf would be the best because I work. It covers a lot of. Okay, this should be good. A lot of parts on the stuff that I'm making. So when I pick leaves for weaving, it's usually almost to the middle part of the tree, out the stuff that I don't need, or the next leaf out. Depending on how the leaves look. Now I'm cleaning. Sometimes the leaves are all eaten up by the bugs or stuff like that. So you try to find the best leaf, not the ones that are way on the outside. They're too hard. They're too hard to move or bend or stuff like that. It'll crack. And there goes your project. So the best part of the leaf would be the middle, the next one out, or something that looks nice to you. Just make sure it's long enough to cover up what you're making.
At this time, Uncle Peter showcased his mastery in coconut weaving. While watching him weave, one needs to pay close attention, otherwise, he'll be finished before you even realized it.
And now the locking part. It may look confusing, but it depends on how you can handle the difficulty of locking it into place. Okay, so now I am going to finish off the bottom. As you can see, there's a big hole right here in the middle. So I'm going to fill in this area right here. See, sometimes I make a mistake. I got to go back and redo it again. But, it's in the process, you make mistakes sometimes. You got to redo it. So, okay. So all I'm
Indeed,
doing is
weaving
pulling
is
on the
truly
leaves
an
to
integral
tighten it
part
up
of Chamorro
so that it'll
culture.
shrink its way
However,
down to
there are rising
where you want it
concerns
to go.
that the weaving
Like I say, you
tradition
don't need a
may
special
diminish over time
tool
if there
to do
isn't enough
weaving.
interest and appreciation
I
from
just
the
do
younger
what,
generation to
what's good for
uphold
my
it.
cutting, and I'm good to go. And there you go. You have a tray or something you can put on. I would like to pass my knowledge to the younger kids if they're willing, because the generations, the younger generations, how they are with their telephones and stuff. They don't want to do nothing but stay on their phone, play game all day. But you find some of them that is willing to learn how to weave and try to keep the culture going instead of losing it. So I'm I'm not. I am worried that we might lose the culture, and people are gonna talk. Well, this guy, is a chamorro, and he doesn't know how to do weaving or something like that. So I'm not scared of it. I'm not. I am embarrassed of it. So you generations younger than me, uh, it's good to learn our culture, because we are probably going to lose it if you don't learn it and teach it to the world to know how to weave. Um, that's how I learned. I watch, I learned, uh, and this is where it got me weaving. Save our culture.
Weaving leaves to make products isn't just a hobby or something useful. It is an important piece of Chamorro culture that Chamorros inherited from their ancestors. Every fold an individual puts into the leaves weaves a tapestry that connects them to their past. Weaving creates an inseparable bond with history and culture that affirms and strengthens their identity as Chamorros.